We've all felt completely overwhelmed by life's unpredictability at some point. We all have moments when we feel entirely powerless over our emotions and reactions, much like a capsized boat on the ocean. But imagine I divulged an ancient Stoic secret. In the face of unpredictability, there is a way to keep your ship floating, allowing you to weather life's storms with calm. When things get tough, it's not enough to simply survive. You have to thrive. Today, we'll look at the key ideas of Stoicism, which provide timeless wisdom that can change your viewpoint and perhaps even your daily life. If you're here, you'll discover that no matter how difficult things grow, you can manage your thoughts and influence your actions to make your dreams come true. If you value the life-changing concepts we give here, please consider clicking the subscribe button as a simple and free favor. If you're here looking for Stoic wisdom, that means you're not like everyone else. You are willing to question the commonplace and transform your life, so don't skip any sections of the video. Number 1, understand what you can control. Although it may appear simple at first, understanding it completely will alter everything. In the Stoic philosophy, this concept is about more than just determining what you're capable of. It's also about deciding how to best employ your mind. We are continuously bombarded with news, opinions, and events that elicit a variety of emotions. The Stoics taught us that we are only as powerful as our individual actions. Therefore, we should focus our attention there. The weather is out of your control, but your level of preparedness is. What other people think of you is beyond your control, but how you react to it is. Why bother worrying about things we cannot change? Trying to manage a ship without a rudder is similar to trying to control sails. You won't get very far. Focusing on our own actions, habits, and mindsets enables us to realize our full potential. We learn to be more proactive rather than reactive, which improves our problem-solving abilities and allows us to relax. This notion has the ability to spark revolutionary change. It allows us to direct our efforts toward areas where they will have the greatest impact rather than causing unnecessary chaos. Consider how much easier life would be if we concentrated on the things over which we have control rather than allowing external factors to dictate our satisfaction. We are moving our focus to empower ourselves to live more fulfilling lives rather than simply achieving mental serenity. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of understanding that one's own actions and emotions are ultimately under one's control. Assuming you truly commit to this, you will make significant progress in your quest of a healthy, Stoic lifestyle. Number 2, your thoughts influence what happens to you. This is a core concept of Stoicism, and it has the potential to improve our lives. According to the Stoics, it is our views of events, rather than the events themselves, that cause us concern. In other words, our emotions are influenced by our assumptions about events rather than the events themselves. Everything is worthless until we give it importance. For example, rather than viewing traffic as an unpleasant waste of time, you may consider it as an opportunity to listen to music or your favorite podcast. Nothing has changed, but your perspective makes a significant impact in how you perceive things. This theory reminds us that adjusting our interpretations can change our emotional landscape. We have the potential to adjust our thoughts, which can improve our mood and lessen stress. It's like if we could change our perspective of the world by wearing different tinted glasses. Poor emotions, such as helplessness and unfairness, lead to poor consequences. On the other side, we develop when we see difficulty as an opportunity to learn and grow. Following this principle includes becoming aware of our automatic thought processes and making a concerted effort to change them. The crucial question we must ask is there another perspective on this? And what have I learned from this? It is not about suppressing negative emotions, but rather about acknowledging their existence and then focusing on finding a constructive way ahead. This Stoic idea liberates us, since it enables us to manage our own thoughts. Being an active interpreter who can find the silver lining in any scenario is preferable to simply taking life's trials as they come. Viewing setbacks as chances for growth and self-discovery helps you not just survive, but also succeed in life. Adopt this strategy and learn how shifting your perspective may transform difficulties into possibilities. Number 3, choosing to feel pain. At first glance, this may appear counterintuitive. After all, who would willingly submit oneself to pain? However, this is precisely why the Stoic practice is so powerful. Voluntary pain is more than just pushing oneself to one's limits. It serves as a basis for developing resilience and autonomy that is unaffected by external circumstances. The underlying assumption is that putting yourself in challenging situations on purpose and on a regular basis can help you better prepare for unexpected obstacles. If you routinely take cold showers, go without meals, or even sleep on the floor, you are effectively practicing discomfort. You will be better prepared to deal with life's actual curveballs, a lost job, a broken air conditioner in the middle of heat, etc., when they arise. One noteworthy part of this Stoic exercise is how it resets your comfort level. As time passes, you learn to deal with what was formerly overpowering, and you get a stronger ability to tolerate suffering. This goes beyond mere physical toughness. It also addresses significant psychological difficulties. When you intentionally place yourself in uncomfortable situations, you teach your brain to cope better with negative events by telling yourself, "I've been here before and I handled it." This principle also teaches the pitfalls of indulgence and the value of separation. In a digital age where convenience is at the press of a button, making a conscious decision to suffer discomfort may be a powerful exercise in self-control and a reminder of the distinction between necessities and wants. This exercise can help you stay grounded by demonstrating that you can get by with less, and that sometimes having less is liberating. You can fortify yourself against life's inevitable trials and get a greater appreciation for your everyday luxuries by willingly undergoing voluntary discomfort. Each return from the world of willing discomfort brings a greater sense of appreciation and satisfaction. The next time you want to run away from something difficult, consider what you could learn about yourself, your resilience, and your simplicity by confronting your anxieties full on. Being uncomfortable is not the primary goal. Becoming unstoppable is the ultimate objective. Number 4, everyone acts in accordance with their own beliefs. Stoic wisdom is essential for developing empathy and tolerance in our interactions with others. It serves as a reminder that each person you meet has a unique perspective on life, formed by their own particular beliefs, experiences, and biases. When someone cuts you off in traffic or a co-worker becomes angry with you, you may feel compelled to react angrily. However, the Stoic way pushes us to consider things through. Someone is responding to a current situation about which I am unaware. Someone may be in a rush due to a family emergency or because they have had an especially difficult day and are frustrated. We can find it in ourselves to react with empathy instead of annoyance, if we remember that their actions are motivated by their personal viewpoint rather than a direct intent to challenge us. Understanding human nature is at the center of this concept, which goes beyond conflict avoidance. Every person's perspective is unique, shaped by their own set of life experiences and emotions. Recognizing this boosts our emotional intelligence and helps us become better individuals overall. Learning to see other people's actions as anchored in their viewpoints reduces your tendency to take things personally and increases your chances of retaining inner peace. Implementing this method has the potential to significantly affect your interactions with the outside world. We may not be able to directly affect another person's actions, but we can control how we respond to them. Being understanding rather than judgmental in one's dealings is important, but it does not indicate approval of bad behavior. Consider how much easier and more effective your day could be if you concentrated less on being irritated or hurt by other people's actions. That energy could be better spent responding in a way that highlights your strongest attributes. That is the power of realizing that people act based on their own distinct perspectives. The emphasis should be on promoting understanding and cooperation rather than creating differences. In actuality, this Stoic insight does more than just improve your relationships. It broadens your view of humanity, encouraging a more compassionate and interdependent existence. Number 5, ponder before acting. This is all about pausing between your actions and the events going on around you. This small interruption might have far-reaching consequences for your life and relationships. What does it mean to ponder before acting then? Imagine someone saying something that breaches your dignity. The first thing that may spring to mind is to withdraw or remain silent. However, acting impulsively frequently worsens things and makes one feel guilty. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to halt, breathe, and reflect on what is causing our feelings. Does it go beyond the surface of the words said to address underlying insecurities or past hurts? By pausing for thought, we may respond intentionally rather than on the fly. By consistently applying this approach, we can teach our thoughts to resist the pull of our emotions and act more rationally. It's as if you're strengthening your mental muscles, allowing you to rise above the cacophony of automatic responses. When you learn to interpret your emotions, you no longer see them as directives to be blindly obeyed. Don't use this as an excuse to ignore your emotions. Instead, you should work to have a better understanding of them so that your actions are guided by wisdom rather than impulses. Regular reflection also helps to improve one's ability to communicate non-violently. Reflection allows understanding and empathy to flourish. As you learn to see situations from many angles, you may be able to come up with more rational and empathic solutions. Consider how this method could transform difficulties into learning opportunities. By exercising reflection rather than reaction, you can prevent arguments while also improving your character and reasoning ability. As you learn to rely less on external influences and more on your own logical abilities, you may develop a deep sense of inner peace over time. Before you respond impulsively in the future, take a time to pause and evaluate the situation from both your and the other person's viewpoints. Wisdom and insight can be found in this moment of thought. Navigating life with grace and equanimity is highly rewarding, but it is not always simple. Number 6. Independence implies complete self-sufficiency. This Stoic philosophy encourages us to pursue a life that is less dependent on external influences and more reliant on our own internal resources. It is all about finding freedom in autonomy. True independence is determined not by our possessions, but by our ability to function without them. This is a depressing reminder of that. While some people opt to live off the grid or isolate themselves as a form of self-sufficiency, Stoicism teaches that this is not the way to go. It is about developing the type of inner strength that allows us to enjoy the good things in life without becoming hooked to them. This means that we must build a worldview in which our pleasure and delight are not determined by external circumstances such as our social status, financial security, or love relationships. Consider how liberating it would be if you weren't assessed by your belongings, whether they were cutting-edge technology, the approval of your friends, or your perfect health. Wisdom, virtue, and self-control are examples of internal resources that, when cultivated, offer a firm foundation for one's well-being that is unaffected by external factors. The ability to stay calm and strong in the face of adversity is the foundation of Stoic self-sufficiency. You can begin to simplify your life by implementing this concept and getting rid of the needless items that fill your mind and physical spaces. As a result, you begin to wonder, what am I lacking that would bring me happiness? The answer is frequently far smaller than you expect. Using fewer resources can help you weather life's storms. Thus, simplifying your life is a certain approach to gain independence. Being able to care for yourself also benefits your social interactions. When you stop relying on others to meet your needs, you may connect with them on a deeper, more compassionate level. In all of your interactions, you present your best self, not the one seeking to take advantage of people. When you adopt the Stoic ideal of self-sufficiency, it alters the way you approach everything, not only life's challenges. It teaches that little is more in terms of loving, giving, and receiving. This manner of life is liberating because it allows for independence that is untouched by the ebb and flow of events. Whatever challenges life throws at you, developing an inner stronghold of peace and satisfaction can help you conquer them. Number 7. Embracing destiny. The amor fati, or love of fate, is another term for this Stoic concept. This isn't about being apathetic or resigned. It's about embracing what life has to offer. Viewing any occurrence, good or bad, as something that was meant to happen, and possibly even something necessary for your advancement, is a powerful form of acceptance. The essence of amor fati is to embrace life as it is, with all of its ups and downs, rather than simply accepting it. Instead of wasting time and effort wishing things were different, the Stoic way of thought encourages us to confront life full on. Every obstacle and hardship has a lesson to teach, and every person we encounter has something to offer, even if it is not immediately clear. Learning to accept and even welcome life's unavoidable failures accomplishes more than simply getting through them. This is an aggressive position. Life's obstacles begin to make sense when viewed in the context of your personal progress. This does not imply that you seek out or enjoy adversity, but rather that you learn to adapt and make the best of bad circumstances. You understand the importance of these experiences in building resilience and self-confidence. Having this kind of protection would be really beneficial in life. The gusts of fate will not sweep you ashore. Instead, you will ride them. You handle life's highs and lows with the same calm and conviction, knowing that each one is a thread in the fabric of your being. Believe that everything happens for your own good in the end, and you will no longer be terrified of unpleasant things happening to you. This perspective may be incredibly freeing. Furthermore, letting go of guilt and hatred is an important step in accepting one's fate. If you believe that everything happens for a reason, even if you don't see it coming, you will be less likely to retain grudges or reflect on regrets. Rather, you approach everything with the mindset of what can be improved and learned. Following the Stoic ideal of amor fati entails actively embracing life's uncertainties rather than simply accepting them. Being resilient and joyfully adaptive to life's ups and downs means receiving whatever comes your way with an open hand and a trusting heart. When you yield to the natural flow of life, you open yourself up to new opportunities for joy and fulfillment. Adopting these Stoic beliefs can transform your perspective on life, letting you to see setbacks as opportunities to expand your knowledge and calm. The circumstances themselves do not decide our course, rather our reactions to them. It is a pleasure to have you here in the Stoic Journal with me today. If you want to learn more about these groundbreaking thoughts, Watch the video that is just displayed on your screen. Until we meet again, continue to develop your inner strength and live life to the utmost.